Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, we're gonna try a bunch of new makeup that I picked out for like sale and stuff like that. And I have a bunch to try out. We have the Milani Cosmetics Sugar and Grunge palette, which I've been waiting to try. This has been sitting on my desk for a long time. It's just that I did not get the time to use it. We have a bunch of blushes. Too Faced, Patrick Ta, Natasha Denona I face palette, a few lipsticks from L'Oreal and Natasha Denona. We have primers and setting spray from Benefit Cosmetics. So a lot of goodness. We are achieving this face. If you want to see how I achieve this face, then please keep on watching. Let's begin. I'm so excited to test all these like new products that I picked out on the sale. I know I'm late to the game. This has been sitting on my desk for such a long time. For the primer, I'm taking Benefit Cosmetics Porefessional primer. Now this is absolutely not new to me. This was like a repurchase just because I have always relied on this Porefessional primer, especially when I have like a lot of pores and I want like smoothness in my skin. This just gives like a beautiful canvas and a smooth canvas for my foundation to glide on. And yeah, it dries down super quickly. It doesn't like make me oily throughout the day. So I absolutely love that. Now for the foundation, let's take Laura Mercier foundation. I'm going to mix a few shades because in Laura Mercier, actually, I have a deeper shade. So I'm going to just mix it with my Estee Lauder. This is, what is this called? 1 minute. This is Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Makeup in the shade Tawny. And I'm just going to put a drop of Laura Mercier foundation. Have absolutely loved the Laura Mercier foundation. And that I have a little bit more of a deeper shade. So both of these combined together just gives me my perfect shade that I'm looking for. Just there, that should be plenty. There you go. And it is so lightweight too and gives a good medium buildable coverage. When I'm not looking for like that heavy makeup, I mean, when are we ever looking for a heavy makeup? But when I'm looking for that little bit of coverage and to even out my skin tone, this is such a beautiful product, like a reliable product. I love it. See, that's all that I need. Like, it's not too much, it's not full coverage or anything, but just evens out my skin tone. And I can definitely love the result, what I'm getting out of this product. Here you go. Now for the concealer, let's take my Milani Conceal Perfect concealer. This one is in the shade 145, which is warm beige, and it's, as the name says, it's a beige concealer, and it is absolutely perfect if you are a medium tan person with the neutral undertones. You need to try this. It's so flawless underneath the eyes. Love it. This, the ColourPop concealer, the Lancome concealer, they're like one of my favorite concealers. And the Tower 28, yes. Tower 28 for sure. Like I generally go with a Tower 28 concealer all over my skin just because it's a tad bit more on the deeper side. It's like actual my skin tone shade. So I go over like a foundation with the shade. This one I am in the shade Parley. I think I should get another one. Okay, now before we step into the powder, let's bronze. This is a new bronzer, but I've done a video on this. This is the Emco Beauty Instant Cream Bronzer in the shade Medium Dark. This is like a knockoff version of Charlotte Tilbury, but I've absolutely loved the shade of this because of that contouring shade. I feel it's been amazing. Just that much should be good enough. Let's just blend it across. Really love like how cool tone it is. It's a natural like a contouring product. Definitely not orangey by any means. And gives a good shadow on the face. I definitely can take some help. with my round cheeks. I'm so excited for the next few products. Absolutely amazed. If you've seen my haul, you obviously know all these products that I'm using. But I picked out a few blushes, and I'm excited. So, talking about the blushes, we have Paprika blush in the shade Not Too Much. If you've not seen the shade, like, so pretty, it is so pretty. Like, oh, I cannot wait to dive into this. The blush that I'm constantly wearing from the time this landed in my collection is this Too Faced blush, Cloud Crush in the shade Velvet Crush. This, I don't know how anyone can beat this blush. This is such a beautiful neutral pink. It goes with absolutely everything and anything, and the packaging is just a plus. It looks like a macaroon. It's so beautiful. And I also have the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek palette that I picked out. And again, super excited to test all of this out. I don't know. I feel like we should go with the Paprika blush right now and then top it off with Natasha Denona highlighter. Let's go. I'm so excited. Let's start off with this powder blush, the way he does it. Let's just do it Paprika way. Look how stunning that is. Like, the Velvet Crush shade from Too Faced is also very, very similar. Like, you don't need both of these products. You can go with like one or the other. But I mean, I wear these shades the most. I don't regret it just because this is like my most worn shade, right? So I love a good pinky neutrally toned blush. I love it. Now, once we have that blush, and it's such a nice shade, like Not Too Much is the apt name for this. Let's go on to the cream product because I'm so excited for this. I was thinking that might not even show up on my skin, but clearly the powder does. And I am assuming that the cream just adds to it. So I'm just taking on the butt of the beauty blender and just tapping it on top. And this just melts everything out, gives a subtle glow on the face. Look at that. I love it. And you can obviously go with like a brush too. The way how like cream products melt with a beauty blender. So pretty. Yeah, this can be definitely like an everyday shade for me. Love it. If you were wondering how Not Too Much looks on a medium skin tone, this is how it is, like medium tan, I would say. Love it. Love it. I so much want to dip into the cream blush of this also. Should we? Let's do it. Let's take it on one side and check. Yeah, so this one, the Natasha Denona one, is definitely more deeper and more brown in tone as compared to the other one. I don't know if you can see it or not, but definitely has like more of a brownie tone to it, but it's in the same family. All these shades are like in the same family. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, now let's also move into the highlighter. Let's go into that cream highlighter. I'm gonna take it on the beauty blender and see how that rolls. Yeah, definitely getting a glow. Generally not a person who applies like these kind of cream highlighters. I prefer a powder highlighter, but let's see if this changes my mind or not. Definitely gives a subtle glow. But I love a good subtle glow. Like for an everyday, you definitely can see it. And let's just do our nose. You can see that nose, right? You need to see that nose. Yeah, I like it. Okay, now for the powder, let's grab our LYS Beauty powder. This one is a translucent shade. Resilient, right? Yeah, Resilience. Gonna go underneath the eyes and just tap it on the center of my face. This also just like smoothens out everything. And I make sure that I apply the powder on the center of my face just because I have a combination skin type and I don't want to get oily throughout the day. Okay, we have a bunch of lip products to try out too, but before that I want to finish off my eyes and then we'll go back to our lips. For the eyes, I have the Sugar and Grunge palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Cannot wait to dive into this. I just don't know what to. My eyes are straight away going to these purples. Like, you know how much I love my purples. My eyes are straight away going to that. Should we just do purples? And maybe like play with the shimmers? I cannot help it, guys. I'm going to take that shade Moody, the deep eggplanty purple shade. I really cannot wait. Like, that's these deeper shades from Blend Bunny. Their tones are so good. So good. Look at that. I just love it so much. I'm going to just focus that right there in the outer corners of the eyelid and also on the lower lash line. I don't even need to ask, like, do you see the pigment? Yes, I know you can see the pigment. And for like springtime, how apt is that palette for spring? Like, I love the pastel tones. I love the deeper tones to ground it down. Really pretty. I'm gonna take the shade Moody again on the extreme outer corners of the lower lash line, just to tie in the outer corners towards the lower lash line too, just right there. And then let's dip into Detention, this beautiful purple shade, and I'm gonna start melting that towards the crease and the outer portion of the eyelid. Oh my god, so stunning, you guys. Like, that shade is, oh my god, that's amazing. They just blend in so good. So good. That's amazing. I'm gonna take this same shade Detention on my entirety of the lower lash line too. I cannot help it. I just cannot help it, you guys. Okay, let's take this shade Candy. This one, the bright minty shade on the inner corners. So fun. That is amazing. Like, look how it shows up on my skin tone. And so difficult to show up like pastel shades on my skin tone, and that has no problems at all. And then for my extreme outer corners, I want to take the shade Drew, this one. Or should we take Runaway? Maybe we should take Runaway. This extreme brown shade. I've used Drew before, like to my office. And such a beautiful shade. Just want to use as many shades as I can to give you my opinion. That's, oh my god, that's so stunning. There you go. That gave me all that I'm looking for. Okay, now I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue and I'm going to apply that on the bare portion of the eyelid. Just a very tad bit. Just to create that sticky base. I want to start with the shade Jawbreaker and then go into this shade, which is Butterfly. Let's see that. Going into Jawbreaker just because it's a purple and I feel like that would melt into the purple so nicely. Should I use my fingers? I think I should. Yep. And I'll take it like in a diagonal way. The twinkliness is amazing. I hope you can see that. It's not like in your face kind of shimmers, but it has like elegant sparkliness that's running all throughout the shade. Love it. Just tapping the edges just so that everything melts. Then going into that shade Butterfly, which is that green. Right there. Oh my goodness. And then melting it together. So stunning. That's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go back into a clean blending brush with that shade Baby Tea, this one, and I'm just gonna take on the inner portion of the crease. Oh, that's amazing. It just flows into each other so beautifully. Love it. Love it. Okay, I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. Okay, the eyes are all ready and I love the way how this turned out. I really, really love it. That pop, amazing. Okay, let's move on to the lips. I got 3 lip liners, all from NYX in the same like Line Loud collection, and one is like a warmer brown, one is more like a neutral brown, like a cool tone brown, and the other one is like a deep brown. I feel like we should go with like a cooler tone today. If not, if that's not enough, I'll go with like a deeper brown, but let's go with this and see. This one is in the shade Too Blessed. I love how creamy it is, but also I'm already sharpening this. I think I've used it like twice. This one is a great tone of brown, especially for like cooler tone eye looks. I really will love it. And then for the lipstick, we have 2 options. One is Natasha Denona lipstick, which is in the shade Naya, which will go perfectly with this because it's a neutral tone lip shade. Stop messing up your Natasha Denona bullet. The next one is that Loreal lipstick, which is like a deeper burgundy brown. That will also go great with this shade. Should we try this or should we try the other one? I feel like because that, or should we try both? Let's try this first, okay? You think it's too much? This one was in the shade 137 Le Nude Assertive. I like the formula, but I feel like we need something more cool tone than this for this eye. So let's take this off. Let's go back on the Natasha Denona lipstick. Yeah, it's such a cool tone lipstick, which I feel like goes so perfectly with this. I love the way how this is coming out. Final step, the setting spray, and this is the Benefit Porefessional setting spray that I picked out. Love it. Going back into the final powder brush and just tapping everything in, getting the final blending brush and just melting everything down. These are like my final steps, just to see that everything is melted. Oh, I am in a love. So that's my final look. I love how this look turned out. I really love the way how this eye turned out, how the complexion is looking. I love the blush and the highlighter that we applied. And if you've not seen like this blush, the Too Faced blush, I mean, you need to see it because this was amazing too. If you are in look out for like a blush that is neutral and pink, all these blushes that I used today, like the Natasha Denona one, the Patrick Ta one, the Too Faced one, all of them are in the same color family. This one is in the shade Velvet Crush. It's so beautiful on the skin, very blurring. I cannot recommend this enough. I feel like out of the blushes that I use, this one, Too Faced one, this Natasha Denona one, as well as the Patrick Ta one, I feel like I'll use this the most. I really felt that I would use the Patrick Ta one most, but I feel like this gives me that blurriness that I look out for. But if you want like a glowy cheek, I of course will use this one because the shade is like right up my alley. If I am looking out for that like glowy cheek, I'll definitely use this. But if I am looking out like for an everyday life, especially when I'm going for like 9 to 5 job, I will reach out for this. I definitely can see me using this and getting a good use out of this blush. I love the highlighter. I've used the other powder highlighter from this palette also. I like all the lip liners that I have. I definitely have a favorite in the lipstick. I would get use out of the Natasha Denona lipstick a lot because I am more of a neutral cool tone person, especially with my eye looks. So this complements it really, really well. Those were like my favorites. I definitely do not have any duds. That's all for today. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.